This is the plaintiff, Antoine Harrison. He says he rented an apartment from the defendant, and the guy illegally locked him out, threw away his belongings, and he's here seeking justice today. That's right. The defendant had no right to do what he did. Even the cops agree with him. So instead of taking the law into his own hands, he's taking his louse to court today and suing him for every penny of the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Brian. He says he doesn't owe this guy a dime. The judge ordered him out. He didn't clear out on the eviction date, and he took possession of the apartment. The plaintiff left behind a huge mess. He maliciously broke the toilet and sink, and if anyone in this courtroom's owed money, it's certainly not the plaintiff. He's accused of tossing a guy's stuff. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,100 for cleaning costs, repairs, and appliances.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented an apartment from the defendant, says the defendant changed the locks and illegally threw him out. But the defendant says the plaintiff was ordered out by a judge and the guy left stuff and maliciously ruined his toilet. It's the case of the untidy bowl renter.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Antoine Harrison, you are suing Brian, who is a manager with the realty company that manages the place. You don't want me to refer to your last name or the name of your management company. For $5,000, according to you, you're out way more than that, for missing property, and you're counterclaiming against him for damages that you say he did to the apartment. Talk to me, what happened?
On November 16th of 2017, of last year, me and my family came home coming from work and everything, like 5 o'clock. I get home, locks are changed. I can't get into the apartment.
What day was it? November 17th?
November 16th.
16th?
Yes, ma'am.
Had there been problems with paying the rent and with eviction? What had been going on up to that point?
I went to write the judge there where we're from.
Okay, hold on. So he filed an eviction notice against you?
Yes.
Back when?
October.
Okay. So on November 16th, the locks were changed. You come home, and what happens?
And we were just outside, stuck. So I called the office to see what was the reason behind it. Well, the lady stated to me that you were being evicted. And I was like, well, how? When I went and wrote the judge there, stating why I didn't pay my rent. So he set me a court case for December 6th of 2017.
Which was in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
So in the state of Florida, if you don't put the money in the court registry, you get an order, but you would have to have an order to change your locks. Did you have an order to change your locks?
No, Your Honor, we had a verbal agreement with Antoine.
That doesn't matter. Are you guys new at this or something? You can't change locks. You can't do that. You have to go through the courts.
Well, there is a reason why we did change the locks. Not only with the verbal agreement and him stating that I will be out of the property, we called JEA, which is the electric authority, and they confirmed the power's off.
Well, the power might be off for non-payment. Mm-hmm. You don't get it, but you're a management company. How long have you guys been doing this?
We've been doing it quite some time.
Have you been changing locks a lot? Because you have to go to court to do that. You cannot change your locks on a tenant. All right, so what happens? Do police come? What happens?
No, I ended up calling the police, but by the time, because my family, we were stuck outside.
Did you break the door?
Yes, I went in.
Okay, how'd you get in?
I just forced my way in. But as when I entered up, going into the apartment, I seen that it was ransacked, washer and dryer gone, son's pocket bike, food, diapers. They took whatever they can grab.
Who's they?
I guess the
management company?
Yep, had to be. Because
did you guys wipe them clean when you went in there?
It was there when I left that morning.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
You didn't instruct the super to remove his stuff?
No.
Okay. And you weren't there?
No, Your Honor.
And this is the police report from
that day.
Yes, and the police officer, his statement that he's put the response of what was happened that day.
Okay.
He went above and beyond. He actually called him immediately. And so like 10 minutes later, he rolled the window down and went to laugh. And I was like, what's so funny? He was like, man, he said, I don't know what's going on. He said the right hand ain't telling the left hand what's going on. One thing I know for certain that this is illegal. We didn't put a notice up, so this should have never happened. He changed the laws illegally. He said he explained to you and your wife, y'all will get arguments and y'all will talk about leaving and all. He was like, none of that is hearsay. I'm going by this court paperwork saying that you got a court case.
Hearsay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that. That's not how it goes, but I really like that. Hearsay. Okay. So you have a counterclaim against him for $3,100, okay, for damages. Let's talk about that. How did he leave the place?
Your Honor, I do have some before and after pictures. Now, this property was...
I think I have them up here, Tony. This is the before, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Just remodeled property, fresh paint, flooring, countertops, vanities, toilets. First person to live in the property since it was remodeled.
How long was he in there?
Roughly 2 years.
Wow. This is after January 4th?
Yes, Your Honor.
You left a couch, you left a damaged TV, you left a bunch of baby stuff, you left a little bouncy thing. Why are you leaving all this behind for somebody else to clean up? Yeah, I'm asking you.
The day we moved, we cleaned the apartment.
What are you talking about?
No, I don't know where he get that from.
Okay, show me the pictures of the apartment clean.
No, I don't have those.
Well, that would be a good thing to have. Okay. And then take a look at the stove, okay? This burner is disconnected and a burner's missing. How'd that happen?
The apartment was clean when we left. The door was open.
All right.
We had people going in and out constantly. When we went back tonight to finish cleaning up, it was somebody in the apartment.
Who broke the toilet?
The toilet been broke since.
No, you said that, but I just saw the before pictures and it wasn't broken. It wasn't rented to you this way. You saw the before pictures, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
It wasn't rented to you that way. How would they even be able to get these pictures? What do you think, that they're going to have a pristine place that's clean and then they create this evidence just to have something to clean up? Why would they do that? That's not believable to me. It's not. Okay? And that bothers me because, you were the good guy in the lawsuit until you started making up stuff like that, because that bothers me. Now, let me ask you, was there a security deposit in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much of a security deposit?
$300.
That's it? Where did that go?
Well, we didn't have a mailing address for Antoine, so, we couldn't give him the actual...
Well, you could mail it to this address and then it would be forwarded, because that's what the statute says. If you read it, it says last known address, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right, and so did you send a letter? And the answer to that would be a resounding no. So in your counterclaim, you're suing him for $3,100 for having to remove the garbage, $700 for cleaning the apartment, $1,000 for, these are very, very round numbers. I always suspect as a judge when I hear round numbers that someone's just eyeballing it. Do you have actual receipts that you guys paid out in the damages that you're seeking here?
Yes. Your Honor, I've been doing this for some time, and I did just estimate it, but then...
Okay, but when you had to come to court, when you agreed to come to court then, and once you got sued, you no longer estimated. You took the time to get real quotes, right?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Can I have them? Now, one of the things that you say in your answer to the complaint is that you don't deny that he's been the victim of a robbery, but your position is we didn't rob him, so that has nothing to do with us.
Yes, Your Honor. There is a letter that he wrote to the judge prior to November 16th stating that everything was stolen prior. And it also says that his lease expires and he planned to be out on November.
Okay, now this letter is dated October 10th, and this is the famous letter that you wrote the judge asking for more time that you were so proud of. In it, you say that you've already been robbed of everything you own. Yes, so how is it that you come there on November 16th to be robbed of everything you own when this letter, which is authored on October 30th, says that you were, before that date, robbed of everything you own?
No, what I'm saying, I think I was robbed, and that was during the storm. That has nothing to do with November 16th.
You just get robbed every day?
November 16th,
All right,
November 28th.
But you understand where this is suspicious. You're already telling another judge that you've been robbed, then you're telling me that you were robbed 3 weeks later than the time you told that judge you were being robbed. How are you going to prove that you are missing $4,755 worth of property? How are you going to prove the value of it? How are you going to prove it's missing? And how are you going to prove that they stole it?
Can a landlord ever change the locks on a tenant if the tenant is just a nightmare?
Yes.
Can change the locks?
Yes, their house, their rules.
Really? What do you say?
Hell yeah.
I'm actually sort of shocked here. Are you buying this?
I don't think so. As long as if it's not written or if the judge is actually.
Not written, there's nothing in.
Yeah, as long as if the judge said so, then yes. But if not, no.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Let's talk about your lawsuit against him. What I have in front of me is, can you prove to me that they're responsible, first of all, that you're missing $5,000 worth of stuff, and that secondly, that they're responsible for it, and you can't, not with what you've brought to court. On your counterclaim, you have numerous problems. Number one, you are representing the landlord, and the landlord in the state of Florida has 30 days to file a piece of paper talking about what you're laying claim to and why you're laying claim to it. The greater problem is that what's good for the goose is good for the gander too. Where are all your receipts about what these things will actually cost? As opposed to, the place is a mess, $1,000 for the floor, $600 for the bathroom damage. You're gonna need a new toilet, I can see that. But I just shopped for a new toilet. I'm looking at the apartment. I don't think you're gonna be putting in a $600 toilet in there.
It's still not cheap, Your Honor.
It's not cheap. I know exactly how much it costs. You're talking to the daughter of a contractor. I got hit by Hurricane Irma. Okay, so I had to remodel a bathroom right now in the Keys. Anyway, but there's certainly, that place was disgusting. I can't believe you left it like that, and I think you're lying to me when you say you didn't.
Listen to me good. Yeah.
I'm going to listen to you good, but it disappoints me because I think you're lying. So don't disappoint me anymore. I've borne all the disappointment I could take today.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that clearly. We cleaned up, we left there at 9 o'clock.
I don't buy it.
The door was open.
I don't buy it.
The door was the
And then what?
broken.
People planted stuff instead of taking. So for this fourth time, you didn't get robbed. People threw stuff in there. Furniture, old furniture.
Just like.
Come on. On your lawsuit against him for $3,100, which you have filed as a counterclaim to this case, you're supposed to have to file your own case on this because you didn't bother to send the notice.
Yeah, we're in small claims court, Your Honor. We're not claiming a security deposit here.
Okay, I buy what you're saying. That it's sufficient for you to file a counterclaim. That's filing a claim. Now I got to buy the content of your claim, which means I would want to see legitimate estimates as opposed to your flapping gums.
You should have one, Your Honor.
Yeah. Which one should I have?
The
one you got 3 days ago?
Yes, Your Honor.
Except for that you already told me that the owner's maintenance men already came in and cleared everything out, and yet this is an estimate that is typed up on a piece of paper. It already looks suspicious to me. And it says removal of all trash inside when you've already confessed to me that the landlord already removed and swept everything inside. So I kind of don't buy the estimate. See what I mean?
Oh, I do,
that was prepared
understand.
specifically for court as opposed to getting it back in January. You see what the problem is, right? So on your lawsuit against him, also zero. Now, of course, there's that $300 that you have of his, which he is not laying claim to, but frankly, since you guys didn't send the notice, that $300 should technically go his way. But based on that mess that I saw there, I'm going to allow you to keep the $300 because you did file this other separate claim. Okay? Good luck, folks. You should consider this. I don't know if you're disappointed, but you should consider this a little bit of a win for you because you really did leave that place a mess.
Well, in this suit and countersuit, it all ended up a 0-0 tie. Mr. Harrison, you know, I felt sorry for you, but golly geez, what do you think?
I mean, what happened? I mean, he broke into my house. He changed my locks illegally.
I mean, you went through a lot, no question.
I definitely did, but
you didn't have the evidence to convince the judge, you know?
I mean, I had my police report stating that the locks were changed by my landlord.
Yeah, well, she heard that.
The police officer, that was his statement.
Yeah, but, you know, and the pictures kind of really hurt you because it looked pretty bad.
I had cleaned it up before we left. But
Judge didn't buy that,
I know.
unfortunately.
I understand.
I'm sorry for you. I'm really sorry. The door is that way. Unfortunately, it was not a good day for you in court. Brian? I really felt sorry for you, too. Every time she asked for something, you didn't have it. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, we presented what we did have, and, you know, it came out how it did. As far as, you know, there was damages. I don't know. I think we should have got a claim for those damages. There may have been a typo or whatnot at the end, but, hey.
As the judge put it, she was not impressed with your services, to put it bluntly. Not a good day.
Whatever she says.
You're right.
She's
okay.
the judge.
Judge is the boss. All right. Thank you very much. Harvey, what you think?
Okay, Doug, I mean, here's the thing. you could just never change the locks short of getting a court order. That is a sacred rule when a landlord rents to a tenant, that it is the tenant's place as long as the lease exists. And if a landlord does it, by the way, in a lot of states, you can sock the landlord with punitive damages. There are actually a couple of states where if a landlord does it, it's a crime.